Hi everyone, so we're doing question 10 here from the worksheet, and the first question says we've got to use matrices. Now if we're going to be using matrices, it's going to be in the form something like this: x dash y dash is equal to the transformation matrix multiplied by x, y, and then plus whatever the translation matrix is. So let's have a look and see what's actually happening. So we've got a dilation by a factor 2 from the x-axis. Generally speaking, that means we're going to put a 2 down here where the y was. We're going to do a reflection in the y-axis, means we're going to have a negative 1 up here, and we're going to put zeros in the other slots there, and then we've got a translation of negative 1 units in the y direction, in which case we're going to have a 0 here and negative 1 here. So we've used our matrices, we've done what we've been told to do. The next thing we have to do now is unpack it a little bit. So if I was to expand my matrix, I should get x dash is equal to negative x plus 0 was just negative x, isn't it? Then I'm going to get y dash is equal to 2y minus the 1 which was there. Okay, in order to work out what the new equation is going to be, I'm going to need to rearrange both of these first. So I'm going to get x is equal to negative x dash. Here, when I rearrange, a little bit more involved, isn't it? I'm going to do y dash plus 1 all over 2 is equal to y. Once I've done that, it's a matter of substituting in to our equation. So our equation was y is equal to x cubed minus 4x. Okay, what are we to do? Well, we just sub in this part here first. So y dash plus 1 over 2 is equal to, maybe it's a little bit tricky, but where we've got the x's, we need to sub into both of them. So this becomes negative x dash all cubed minus 4 times, we're going to have to replace the x here as well, minus x dash right there. So we get y plus 1 over 2 is equal to, notice how I'm just losing the dashes here for the minute. When I cube a negative, I'm going to end up with a negative, so it's negative x cubed. Negative 4 times negative x is plus 4x. Now I'm going to multiply everything by 2, so I get y plus 1 is equal to negative 2x cubed plus, remember I've got to multiply this one by 2, so that's 8x. And now I just need to minus 1 from both sides, negative 2x cubed plus the 8x, and then minus the 1. And so now we've got the answer for part A, haven't we? Okay, so now we're going to have a quick look at part B. Now, when we're doing part B, let's see, it says find the image of the point 2, 0. So what we're going to need to do is to basically do negative 1, 0, 0, 2 multiplied by 2, 0 plus 0, negative 1. So let's see how this breaks down. So do negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Plus 0, well, that's just going to be negative 2. Then we do 2 times 0, which is 0, minus 1, which is negative 1. So the point is going to be, oh, that's a negative 1 there. And so it's just going to be negative 2, negative 1 is our new point. Now, we need to see if that point actually lies on the curve. So what are we to do? Well, I'm glad you asked me. What we're meant to do is we're meant to sub in to this expression here. Remember, that was our expression for what the image was. So we need to sub in x equals negative 2. And if everything works out properly, y should end up equaling negative 1. Let's see if this happens. So subbing in, we get y is equal to negative 2 times negative 2 all cubed, plus 8 times negative 2 minus 1. Let's see if this worked. Negative 2 cubed was negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 2 was positive 16. Minus 8 times 2, 16, minus 1 equals negative 1. And there it goes. We now can see that we get the correct answer for what happens with the y. Excellent news. Okay, so that's the end of question 10. So we're going to have another vodcast for question 11. Stay tuned.